What's up guys, DIY Salvage Guy here. Welcome to the channel. Today's episode, we are going to be installing a winch in the garage so that we can hold stuff in place, pull stuff off trailers, pull it up to the garage and all that stuff. So we're gonna DIY it, hopefully it comes out all right. But if you guys are new here, thank you guys for being here. Subscribe down below, comment, like, throw on those post notifications, share this channel with your friends. Help me grow. That's the best way for me to do it. Thank you guys for being here. Follow me on all the socials at DIY Salvage Guy. What's up guys? Today we're going to be doing an unboxing and install in the garage and a review of the Badlands Winch from Harbor Freight Tools. This is the only one that they sell that is an actual AC plug. I need it to be installed inside my garage so that I can pull vehicles off of trailers and also hold them in place while I try to do some minor frame repairs. So this box was completely destroyed when I got it, but everything looked to be intact, so let's just take a look at it. So this is the 1500 pound capacity and it plugs right into your wall. So we got the mounting plate. We have the winch itself with the remote. Got a bunch of screws, more screws, got a strap, and a guide for the string itself. And we have some masonry drill bits that we'll be using to drill into the hole into the garage floor. So initial reaction is it seems pretty good quality, seems pretty durable. I do notice a couple flaws right off the bat. I don't think this is necessarily made to install on a garage floor. In order to bolt the winch actually down to the bracket itself, you need obviously the bolts, and bolts they give you will rub on the floor, so we're gonna have to elevate this a little bit, so we might need to kind of jimmy rig something, but we're gonna throw this in time lapse, try to put this together, figure out the nuts and everything in the order. And then we also have some concrete anchors that we're going to be using, and we'll drill into the floor itself and we'll get this thing installed and give it a test. So just a quick overview. They all come with some really strong 8.8 grade steel bolts. So you got the 4 that are actually supposed to bolt into whatever you're mounting this to. It happens to be concrete for us, so I don't know if we're going to be using these yet. Then you have these 2 bolts, which is going to connect the guide to here. So we'll put those with that. And then we have the actual bolts themselves that mount the winch to the bracket. And it comes with a bunch of washers, some nuts. So let's try to figure this out real quick, where these are going to go, how we're going to get this on, and then we'll install this real quick and start drilling out the concrete floor. Alright, so these holes are probably about 3/8, the ones on this bracket itself, and we wanted to upgrade that a little bit, so we're going to drill these out. What we did was we went out and we bought some 1/2 inch concrete anchors. We got ones that are a little bit longer, and that way we can drill down and we'll be able to mount this accordingly. These have a shear strength of about 715 pounds, so we put 4 of them in. It should theoretically hold everything that we need it to. The 3/8 ones would have been iffy, would have been right around 1,600 pounds, which is really about the max of this. So we didn't want to put any extra stress on it, so we figured we'd go with the bigger ones, but in order to do that, we need to drill this out. So we're going to start by doing that. Start by drilling out these bigger holes. So we have our 1/2 inch drill bit here, and we'll drill out these holes. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully it's good. We do have a hammer drill, a bigger one that we can use if we need to, but we'll start with that and see how it goes. So we changed 2 things up here. We got cobalt drill bits. It's supposed to be better for drilling out metal. The titanium ones weren't doing the greatest job, so, and we also put it in a vise so we put a little more pressure on it. So this makes really quick work of it. These drill bits were way better than the ones I was using, so I guess they're worth their money because they were about triple the price, actually quadruple the price, so, but they're working. All right, so quick shot. We got the 1/2 inch anchor. We drilled this out. Fits perfectly now, so we're good with that. Next up we got to do is we got to find the mounting point that we're going to put it on the floor itself, draw it up, mark it up with a Sharpie, and then we'll drill down with some of those masonry bits that we just got, put these anchors in, and we should be able to mount this directly to the garage floor and have a built-in winch in our garage, which will be very, very nice for everything that we have planned now and in the future. So first thing we got to figure out is how this is actually going to be with the bolts underneath. So let's check this out, see how much we need to build in as a kind of a bridge on the bottom. All right, so quick update here, guys. Because the fact that these bolts are going to be protruding out the bottom, I have a old piece of wood that I'm going to be repurposing into a bracket of sorts. And what we're gonna do is we might need to get some washers as well, but we'll see. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by just cutting, we trace the template here. So then what we're gonna do is we're just going to cut out along here, and then we will use this to basically mount to the bottom of this. We'll drill holes in here as well. That way we can mount into the concrete, into the wood, and not have to worry about the actual bolts protruding down and making the surface off level. So we're gonna drill this out, or we're gonna cut this out right now, and then we're going to drill out the bolt holes, and then we're gonna get to the concrete floor. All right, so we have that cut out. Just gonna sand it slightly real quick. Just gonna take 100 grit just to get it. Now we don't have to worry about splinters or anything. There's safety first here, guys. So what we're gonna do now is just mark out with a template of where we're going to want to drill these holes. I'm going to go a little bit bigger here. Obviously the 1/2 inch we have to do, so we'll do that. But then the other bolts that we have, we're not going to do the size that it requires. We're going to do 1/2 inch. So that way we have a little bit of play for the nuts down below as well. We got our template all lined up. I'm not certain this is going to work though, because we do have to get these nuts on, and I don't think that's going to work. So we might have to just cut this. We'll probably just have like little shims here then. I would like to use the whole bracket, but I don't think we're going to be able to make it work. All right, so quick shot here, guys. So what we wound up doing was going with the drilled out method. So we just have a more or less a bridge here. So that way the winch can sit up top like so, and not have to worry about the bolts protruding down. So we can drill down, do what we got to do, and then we can also have this mounted directly into the ground. So now that we have this, let's find our spot on the ground and we will get that installed. So I'm thinking we're going to go somewhere in that general area where the mats are missing. I think that that is more or less centered with the garage. So we are going to make sure that it clears the cabinets. Hopefully it does. And we'll mark it out with the template with the Sharpie, and we'll start drilling. All right, so thinking more or less that's where it's gonna be. It allows these to still open. The drawer will actually come up over it, so we don't have to worry about that, so that's nice. And it looks like it'll be a good spot for it to be in. It should be centered with the garage door as well. So we're gonna mark it up and drill it out. Alright, so following the instructions on the concrete anchors themselves, it says that I need a 1/2 inch drill bit, which I have, and it says I'm supposed to be drilling 2 7/8 down. I need to measure this out. Alright, so quick tip. We went with the slightly longer ones to account for the 2x4 that we were planning on using, or the shim piece that we were planning on using. So we could have went with the 3-inch ones, but we knew that we were going to have to get this, so we went with the 3 3/4, which is perfect because it allows us to use these studs and use this as well. So what I did was I marked off on here. This anchor says that we're supposed to be going down 2 7/8 in order to still be able to connect. But what we need to do is mark off 3/4 inch up, so we're going to be going down 2 1/8. That will lock this into place. We'll be able to get this over it along with the bolt and the mounting plate, and it should mount the way that we want it to. So we're going to start drilling this up now. We have our template marked out here. So a template's marked out here. So we're gonna pop this into hammer drill mode and drill it out. So safety glasses on. I give you guys a quick look here. So these anchors didn't really work the way that I wanted them to. They are down, but they weren't really level. So it's a little cockeyed from the way that I wanted it to go down, but it does fit. I'm gonna have to just hammer it down slightly just to get it over the threads. But it fits, we're good. Maybe we'll even just drill it out a little bit more so we have a little bit more play with it. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna mount the winch to the bracket, and then we'll start putting this all together. So, quick thing I want to point out, the nuts have to be on this side, bolts on the inside in order for it to actually work. Then this should slide right on here. So we're going to tighten these up first, then we'll actually put the winch on. Alright guys, all said and done, this thing is bolted up, it's mounted in, and we're looking good here. So this is pretty sturdy. We won't know just how sturdy until we start using it, but it seems to be okay. So we're just gonna plug it in real quick, make sure it functions. So we'll leave it there for now. And maybe eventually we'll take it on and off when we need to use it or whatever, but looks good. It'll stay there and we'll be able to pull cars in and out of the garage when we need to do it. All right guys, we officially got the winch all set up and we're ready to test it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna test it on the Mustang. We're gonna throw it in neutral, take the parking brake off, and we're just gonna try to move it up a little bit. Should be relatively easy for it. And then if it all works, we're going to utilize it to hold the vehicle in place as we try to pull out the frame rail in the back. Seems to work good. Got a good amount of tension on it here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach it to the truck again. We're gonna give it another shot and hopefully this works. That's gonna do it for today's episode. We got the winch installed. It wasn't exactly straight. If I had to do it again, I think I'd do it a little bit differently. Bigger holes on the ground and bigger holes in the actual template itself. Would have held on a lot better, but we'll learn as we go. Like, subscribe. Thank you guys for being here. Throw on those post notifications, share it with your friends, help me grow. Word of mouth is the best way for me to do that. Thank you guys for being here. Hopefully you guys will be inspired by this and just pick up a wrench, buy a car, install a winch, do whatever you need to do. Just try to become a DIY salvage guy yourself.